Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy, and I'm gonna do kind of a practice bloom on this 12-inch record. I was trying to nail down a color palette idea I had before I did it on kind of a smaller scale, so I figured I would just play around with this record. And I'm using some Oopsie house paint that I'm trying to use up. It's kind of a light bluish gray. And so I'm going to go over my colors with you, and then I'm going to kind of speed up the process. I will say that this does not turn out to be, excuse me, a great bloom because when I was going to blow it out with my dryer, I actually blew out the center a little bit too much and kind of screwed up the blowout. And I was on the fence about keeping it or not. So I'm still going to show you the close-up and all that because this has some of the colors from the primary element sets that are out for a limited time right now, and I wanted to show them to you. And the colors are still really beautiful together. I did have a really good success on a smaller scale with some similar colors, which you'll see in an upcoming video, but I still decided to share it with you just because of the process, and I think the colors are really beautiful together. So just know going into it, it's not my greatest bloom, but also this is part of practicing and consistently going bigger. I'm going to have some that you just don't like the form and structure or the composition or whatever. So sorry about my scratchy voice. I'm a little under the weather. So I'm just getting my pillow paint down. I'm going to show you the colors, and then we'll kind of speed up the process a little bit. I am using two of the new colors. I think that's titanium white from Matisse. I'm using two of the new primary elements that I showed you guys in a previous video. That's Midnight Blue from, not Midnight Blue, that's Blue Black from Atelier. This color right here is Crimson Lust, which is a Bling It color from Colourarte. It's a really beautiful red. This is Azurite or Azurite, and it's one of the primary elements in one of the new sets that I just previewed recently. And then this is another color, Ruby Red. Really beautiful colors from those sets. And this is a True Silver PrizmPour, which you can now get in the 8-ounce bottles as well. And this is Carmine from Amsterdam. So all of my regular paints that are not Colourarte I get from Blick. I have a link for Blick below. And if you shop through our link, it helps the channel. I'm also going to use Boom Gel, Manna Crab Blue Boom Gel. I have a 20% discount code for all things Colourarte listed below for you as well. I also do have a Pixel Paint Designs discount code in the description box below, which is where I get my Boom Gel from and my Australian Floetrol. So don't forget to check those out. All right, so we're laying down our titanium white. Just wanted to have a good amount of white in the bottom since I was using a different color background. And this is Indigo Blue Black from Atelier Interactive. This is also a color I use as a cell activator when I do swipes quite a bit. And that is True Silver from Colourarte PrizmPour. And here's Crimson Lust from Colourarte Bling It. The Bling It colors can be used in acrylic and resin, just an FYI. And that color is beautiful in resin. And this is Azurite. I really think this is a beautiful color. And I will say, if you like the color combo, I will have a video coming up probably next week where I tried a similar color palette on some smaller surfaces and got some pretty cool results. And that was Carmine from Amsterdam. And I torched the bubbles, even though you shouldn't, because the Carmine had to be mixed up because it had been mixed up for a while, so it had a lot of bubbles. I also, another thing that could have caused this bloom to not go very well is I used some old cell activator. This color that I'm putting on right now is Ruby Red. And that's either from the Firefly or the Winter Lights set. I'd have to look at that. So is Azurite, by the way. This is a little bit more Carmine. from Amsterdam. Anyway, I used Boom Gel right underneath my cell activator, because a lot of times if you use a Boom Gel underneath an old cell activator, it helps it perform better. So first, I added a little bit of Australian Floetrol to my old cell activator because it was thick, and then I used it over some Boom Gel, and it was getting cells. It's just that I really messed up the blow. So it's difficult to tell how much of it was me messing it up and how much of it was the old cell activator. So this was just like a major experiment, I guess, that I just kind of brought you guys along for the ride with. I wasn't really going for a patriotic red, white, and blue theme, but I don't remember where I saw somebody do a bloom with like a really deep blue and some pretty reds, and it was really beautiful. Like the blue was like a striking color. So I don't know, it just made me want to try it. So anyway, I'm just popping a couple of bubbles, and then we'll put the Manna Crab blue down. I have used Boom Gel with old cell activator and had really pretty good results on smaller scale, like coasters and stuff. I've done it twice actually, and they've turned out really nice. So it's been a good way to, if you're thrifty and you don't want to throw away your old cell activator that's just not as fresh anymore, that's a good way to try to use it. You can also put it in Dutch pour bottles and use it in Dutch pours, but you know, I don't always use black and white paint in Dutch pours or do them often enough. So I like to sometimes try to get the cell activator to work. You know, it doesn't always work out, but all right. So I am just getting my my Boom Gel had some crustiness around the edges, so I was just getting that out before I put it on the bloom so it didn't get Boom Gel crusties on the bloom. Looks like I put the Boom Gel on kind of lopsided, huh? And I didn't want to use too much Boom Gel because sometimes it continues to react with your cell activator after you blow it out. So you don't want it to eat it all up. You just want kind of a little bit. All right, so I'm just going to pop a couple bubbles, and so sorry about my head being right in the way. I was just trying to enlarge that center a little bit before we hit it with the blow dryer, and as you can see, it already started to react. So that's what makes this go not so well, is the cell activator didn't really spread out like I wanted it to. It started reacting, so I should have just kept blowing it out on my own. So sorry about my head being in the way. I'm trying to rescue it at this point. So sorry that I'm right in the way. I was just in a position where I had to act fast. So I'm basically just taking the places where there's some cell activator on the edges, and I'm trying to catch that with my breath and spread it out so that I can get some of that lacing more evenly spread out. Now, as you can see, when I move my big head out of the way, the colors are really beautiful together, but this is not a great blowout. Also, part of my problem is instead of blowing out a small little bloom and then spinning it out so that it grows, I tend to try to blow it all the way out instead of letting it kind of grow from a small center. So, excuse me, that's kind of what I'm going for here. So you'll see me try to save it. I'm going to try to get a skewer and, sorry, my dog is under here wagging her tail while I'm talking to y'all, so you may hear her tail. I'm going to drag a little skewer into some places and try to create some interest and see if I can save it. At this point, I didn't scrape it because, you know, it's a record, so it's not like it's a huge deal if it doesn't work out. So I just thought, well, let's see. I don't recall. Sorry, my dog is really being needy right now. I don't recall if the close-up really reflects the beauty of the colors. I'm sure it does, and it's going to be coming up close. Sorry, guys. I'm sick, and I have like medicine head, so I'm not making a lot of sense. But the colors are super beautiful. So hang in for the close-up so you can at least see the colors. And then you'll know that I have kind of a similar color palette coming up. This is such a disaster. If it wasn't so lopsided, it would be okay to leave as like a negative space bloom, but it's like super lopsided. It looks like it has like a tongue or something. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have been that bad because I could have just left some negative space on there, but it wasn't happening, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, thanks for going on the journey with me, even for the fails. Part of going bigger with this technique is practicing, and we might as well share the experience when we do practice, you know? So anyway, I love the colors. The composition isn't amazing, but the colors are really beautiful. So I'm going to bring you in, let you see the colors. At this point, I'm just getting enough paint off. But it was a good practice round for me, so I could kind of see which order I wanted to layer colors in. Because when I do these similar colors again, I made some small changes and I layered them a little bit differently. And then I used fresh cell activator. I used Graham titanium white instead of this older Amsterdam one. So, you know, this is the reason why we practice sometimes and try out new things. So I'm going to get cleaned up and bring you in for a close-up. And then stay tuned. I'm probably going to do it like on a smaller set. Everyone, I still have a lot of bubbles and stuff to clean up, but I'm going to give you a close-up first. This was totally messed up by me blowing too much in the center first, which really messed up the blow with the hairdryer. But I just kind of kept going. What I should have done is just continued to blow it out myself. I mean, it's a record, so it would have been a good thing to practice on, but there's some globbies I need to get. But even though the composition's kind of wackadoo, I like the colors a lot, so let me know, would you pour over this or would you keep it and resin it? Curious. The colors are amazing. I wanted to do a coaster set with similar colors, so I kind of wanted to get an idea of the layering and if I wanted to do a white cell activator or a black or a black and white or a blue black, I don't know. So let me know what you think. Would you scrape it? Obviously, if you look at the whole thing, it's pretty, but it kind of looks like something I would have made like a year ago. So, but thanks for hanging out with me as I practice. And I'll probably try a set of coasters with the same colors, which will look a lot different, of course. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.